Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO44 coming at you another video. All right, so we got some trades to announce, and I'm like just now seeing them. I do my very best to try to react to them. The first trade I see here from Shams is the Phoenix Suns are trading Jusuf Nurkic and a first-round pick of 2026 to the Charlotte Hornets for Cody Martin, Vasilije Micic, and a 26 second-round pick. That is an awful trade. That's god-awful. That's it for the Suns. For the Charlotte Hornets, you get a first-round pick. You replace Williams with Nurkic. You don't care nothing about that. That don't move you. You're trying to hoard picks, and that Phoenix pick is phenomenal because the Phoenix Suns don't respect picks, as you can clearly see them picking up 2 role players and a second rounder, moving on from Nurkic and adding a first round pick to it. This is one of the worst trades. One of the worst trades you can think of. And I know we just saw the Luka Doncic trade, but we talking about value for value. This is horrific. Cody Martin is not that. Vasilije Micic is not that. Second round pick is cool. You just gave up a first and added a all-star center. Now, mind you, Nurkic ain't been an all-star in a long time if he's ever been an all-star. But the level of talent that he is should not be somebody that requires you to add a first-round pick to get rid of him. That is horrific. Just horrific. I have to see what the damage is on Nurkic's contract. It had better be bad. Like really, really bad for me to add a first round pick to move on from him, and I'm only bringing back a Martin brother and the dude that makes a lot of passes happen, for which they don't necessarily need since they have a bunch of point guards and guards in place. At this point, I don't care for this trade at all. This is just the Suns are one of the worst run organizations in basketball, and I know I'm the only person saying that, but I really think they're horrible. They really, really suck at what they do in terms of valuing their assets and different things that they're trying to accomplish. I don't know how they just overrated Cody Martin so much, but a lot of people do, so it is what it is. I'm not a Cody Martin guy. I do think he could do some good things, I'd imagine, but to add a first-round pick and that's all I'm bringing back is him and Micic, that is absolutely horrific, bro. Who do they think these people are? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Who the hell the Suns think they just picked up, bro? So yeah, that's my exact reaction to that trade. But kudos to the Charlotte Hornets for continuing to add picks to their situation. They're doing a great job of hoarding picks. They're doing it the right way, especially with the market that they have. They got the right idea, man. $18 million for Nurkic's contract this year and expires next year at $19 million. And you put a first round pick on that when you could have traded him next year as an expiring contract at $19 million. God, that team is terrible. And as far as Cody Martin's on an $8 million contract that also is going to be attaching another year to that, so he's going to be making $8 million next year. You can trade him as an expiring contract next year, if they want to, or re-sign him, of course. And what else is going on there with that trade? Where's the Micic dude? Micic is on a trade option. He has a trade option. Team option on his deal next year, $7 million this year, and they could either pick up the $8 million on that or drop him and have him enter free agency at the end of this season. So potentially expiring if they don't pick up the team option for Micic. I guess it creates some salary for them. I guess that's how they look at it. Getting rid of Nurkic allows for them to get a significant amount of salary off their books, and maybe that means so much to them that they felt inclined to give up a first-round pick, for which they did turn their 31 into 3 first-round picks a week ago or so with the Jazz, as we know. But I don't know what else they're going to do. They're trying to get under the apron. They're hard capped on the apron at the moment. They're a second apron team at this point by making this deal, so I guess that's why they had to give up the first in order to do it. But this is absolutely absurd. But when you consider Charlotte understanding what their circumstance is and how bad they want to get under that apron, I guess you paid for that. Try to make some sense of this. That's what it is. You paid for that to get underneath that thing. And right now, the Charlotte Hornets are the first apron hard cap team with a bad team. That's fascinating to me. But I don't think they care. I don't think they care. They know they can't win with this. They're hoarding picks from here to Texas. And that's really what it's about for them. They don't care about being over the apron with a bad team. Just give me as many picks as possible so that we can reset our situation around Brandon Miller, LaMelo Ball, and I guess Dalton Knecht. Those are the three guys that they're probably really excited about. And Tejon Salone. So they got some three-point shooters there for sure. Mikal Bridges is on a big deal. I can imagine they want to move that right now. Mikal Bridges on a $27 million deal right here. $47 million over the next 2 years. I'd move that. I'd move that right now. I'd move that. Get that out of here within the next hour. I'd get it out of here. There's no reason to be a hard cap when you got a player like that. You could probably trade him for some expiring contracts, something like that. You can get that out of there. There should be somebody willing to match salaries with expiring contracts that had a player like that who can help them win. That contract look a little crazy, but he's a good player. $27 million is a lot for him, but he's a good player. So I don't know if they're interested in that. I don't know that he's interested in moving on from Charlotte. But if I'm Charlotte, I'm getting that out of here. If not today, in the offseason, that's gone. I'm not keeping him. So yeah, I like what Charlotte's doing though. I think they got a good thing going right now. Just keep on hoarding picks, man. Keep on taking them from everywhere, every which way. Just snatch picks. All these teams that want to give up picks to do stupid, you know the word. Just oblige them all. Good work. So that's my attitude there. There was also another trade that we need to talk about, and I'm sure there'll be more trades that we will discuss going forward. But the other one that needs to be discussed is, the Atlanta Hawks are trading DeAndre Hunter to the Cavs for Caris LeVert, Georges Niang, 3 second-rounders, and 2 swaps. I don't know if those are second-round swaps or first-round swaps. I'm not sure. It just doesn't say, so I can't really assess that. Cleveland gets better. I like Caris LeVert, and Georges Niang's cool, but DeAndre Hunter's having a breakout season. He's playing great this year. His contract's a little crazy, so I don't know that you love that, but Cleveland got significantly better just by adding him to the team, in my opinion. They will miss Caris LeVert, I think. I think they miss Caris LeVert. But, man. DeAndre Hunter leaving Atlanta is crazy, the way that he's been playing. But he's a bench player for the Hawks, making a little too much money for that role. That's what I think. He's just making a little too much money for the role they had him in. But given the fact that they lost Jalen Johnson this year, you got to wonder what direction they're going in when they move such a productive player like Hunter off the team. It's just a little weird. Georges Niang is on an $8 million deal for this year, 8.2 next year. Caris LeVert's on a $16 million expiring contract. We understand that Atlanta got a lot of picks coming in, including the Laker pick this year. So they're going to add Tariq Sachet and Trae Young. And, Capella's expiring. I don't know that they're going to move that. Probably not. You just hold on to it at this point and have him and LeVert coming off the books, and you could be big, Larry Nance, $11 million coming off the books. David Roddy at $2 million coming off the books. Garrison Matthew at $2 million coming off the books. So they're going to be big players in the free agency this year. That's what I see. They have a lot of money to work with to try to add to their situation. We'll see if Bogdanovich gets traded. I doubt it at this point. $17 million this year, a 2-year deal after this year. So it's a 3-year in total deal. So I can see them maybe moving Bogdanovich right now, but if they don't find something they love, they probably won't. You love Okongwu on a $14 million 4-year deal. He's playing great. He's ready to take that step forward. If they can get Capella off of the team today, I'm sure he will do that. But like I said, that expiring amount of money coming off their books looks great for Atlanta Hawks. And they're going to have to restructure with Dyson Daniels because he's only making $6 million this year, $7 million next year. He's definitely going to need a lot more than that, a whole lot. And even though Jalen Johnson's out for the season, he's only making $4 million this year. That's crazy. But he's got a 5-year deal worth $150 million, so he ain't going nowhere. That doesn't look bad to me though. He's a stud. So yeah, I think the roster hurts a little bit moving Hunter out, but their books looks great. Bringing an expiring Caris LeVert. Caris and Hunter ain't that far away from one another. Hunter's a better defender, but some of the same shots that Hunter's hitting, Caris is probably going to hit. Georges Niang, same thing. that's not a bad trade when you consider what they're trying to do in grabbing expiring contracts here. So, yeah, I don't think Atlanta got better, but I do like the idea of moving on from DeAndre Hunter at $20 million a year. $21 million this year, 2 years left on that deal. That's just a bad contract for Atlanta. For the Cleveland Cavaliers who are trying to win a championship, this is great. Bringing in DeAndre Hunter the way he's playing right now, you just pay it. You pay it because you hope you can win a championship. Moving on from those guys that they moved on from, Georges Niang, Caris LeVert were very nice pieces. I thought Niang's contract was a little weird when they signed it. He's not necessarily overly in rotation. I understand that they just lost Dean Wade to an injury who may be out for a little while, so this kind of stops the bleeding on that. Clearly Cleveland is a win-now team, but you added a high-level two-way player into their rotation. Garland, Mitchell, Hunter, Allen, Mobley. It's pretty dangerous. But I do think they lose some depth here. But just as I say that, you think about the players that could step forward and take on bigger roles, like Sam Merrill, Ty Jerome, who's playing great this year, Porter Jr., who's shown signs of being pretty good, Imani Bates on a two-way, Isaac Okoro can take on a bigger role. So they have the players that can step in and do that for them, and in creating a roster spot, maybe they can call up Imani Bates or somebody like that and try to get him out there. So I like their wing position a lot. Tyson, Bates, Wade, Strus is still in place. Hunter now in place. The Cleveland Cavaliers just got better. They're just a better basketball team than they were before they made this trade. I do think they'll miss some of what the players that they lost bring to the table, particularly Caris LeVert. But Caris LeVert is a guy who I think his injuries kind of concern you. Hunter too. They both are injury prone, but they're both healthy right now, so I can see why both of their teams move them at this point, especially Hunter moving out of Atlanta. You may want to capitalize while he's healthy, get him the hell out of there, get that contract off your books that doesn't look as good if you're Atlanta. So I like this for both teams, to be honest with you. I do. I think the risk is worth it for the Cleveland Cavaliers because they just want to win right now and have the highest level talent possible, and this just increases that possibility. And you're bringing in a guy that can shoot from all over the floor, who can guard multiple positions, play multiple positions. A really, really, really talented wing in DeAndre Hunter. Contract looks kind of trash, but it's aligned with Donovan Mitchell, Davion got traded too, and Darius Garland, and Allen and those guys and Mobley. So he's just another one of those guys on this team that kind of aligns with the timeline, aligns with the, fits in very well. It's just it's a good fit, a very good fit. So I like it for both teams. As I look at it, for Atlanta, for their books, for Cleveland, for their team and their overall championship upside. They're a better team right now, in my opinion. So that's what I see there. And of course, we got to mention Davion Mitchell. Davion Mitchell was traded to the Miami Heat. I don't really remember what for, but I'll take a look here. He was traded from the Raptors for PJ Tucker, who keeps getting traded. He's getting passed around like a blunt. Second round pick and cash are headed to Toronto. So PJ, second round pick and cash, Toronto. Off night heads to Miami. I like that for the Miami Heat. They're upping their defense in a major way. You pick up Andrew Wiggins, you pick up Davion Mitchell. Hey, your defense got better, man. So I think the Miami Heat are looking to try to clamp down on people in the Eastern Conference, and I think they're going to be happy that they have off night, and it didn't cost them nothing to get them dirt cheap. I wish my Lakers were able to do that. PJ Tucker's worthless in this league, absolutely, utterly worthless. I don't know what the hell Toronto's doing, but I guess they're just adding second-round picks and cash. You could have got more for Davion Mitchell. That's a trash trade. Which side? New Jersey. That's awful. Patrick Baldwin Jr. getting traded around, passes like a blunt too, man. He's leaving Milwaukee. He just got there yesterday, and he's headed to the Spurs. I like PB&J in San Antonio. He's going to up there shooting a lot. He finally gets to play some meaningful basketball again. This is good for PB&J. I like what San Antonio's doing there. Cash to San Antonio. I don't know what San Antonio's getting back. It doesn't say. Shams has not let us know that as of yet. So that's the information. That's all the updates on Shams' thing. Oh, there's another. There's another while we're here. There is another, ladies and gentlemen. Bogdan Bogdanović is a Clipper. Terrence Mann and Bones Hyland. I just called for the Clippers to move those people yesterday. I said, get those two men off of the team, please. They're not getting what they need there. I literally said this yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. And sure enough, they moved those two players, Bones Hyland and Terrence Mann, to the Atlanta Hawks for Bogdan Bogdanovic. So you can add that bit of intel to your assessment of the Hawks. They move on from Hunter, but they move on from Bogdan. But they bring in Terrence Mann, a nice clamp down defender, and Bones Hyland, a nice microwave scorer of the future. This is good for both teams. I love this for the Clippers because you're bringing in Bogdan and you're only losing Terrence Mann and Bones Hyland. This is great for the Clippers. 3 second-round picks are also coming the Clippers' way. Is that what I see here? I guess it's because of Bogdan's contract, and we will take a look at that right now. Wow, that's like breaking news. Kind of cool to do that while I'm on here. But it's trade deadline day, man. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens more than once right now. Clippers and Atlanta. Let's take a look at what we're looking at. Wow, did they update that right now? Or do I have to wait a couple seconds? On Spot Track. Yeah, man. I don't think they've updated that yet. The Clippers. Bogdanovic, yeah. $17 million deal. 2 more years on the deal. Bogdan is headed to the Clipperland. Wow, I like that for the Clippers. I ain't gonna lie, I like that for the Clippers. I do. I like it for the Clippers a lot. It just adds to what they already have in Harden, Powell, Bogdanovic, Derrick Jones. It's just role player heaven. The Clippers have turned into role player heaven. Kevin Porter Jr., Kobe Brown, and there's some young guys that I really like. They have some of my favorite young guys on this team. Terrence Flowers on the two-way. I love him. Kai Jones, Infinity Money, big fan of his. Cam Christie, young fella, I like a lot. Kevin Porter, another player I like. Kobe Brown, I like a lot. Coffee, I like a lot. They just got a lot of stuff I like, unfortunately. I hate the Clippers, but I love what they're doing. I literally love what they've done here, adding Bogdanovic to the situation, raising their overall ceiling, making the West even more competitive. Bogdanovic is a true scorer from behind the arc, somebody who can get to the rim some, get to the line a lot. I've long wanted Bogey on the Lakers. It's unfortunate the Clippers were the team that got him, but this is a good deal for them. They move on from some pieces. Terrence Mann, like I said, I called for him to be traded yesterday, doing homework on the Clippers when we played them, the day before yesterday, actually. And I was just saying, Bones Hyland is a guy who can really score some. And Terrence Mann is a guy who's not even in rotation. People have stepped in front of him. We know his defensive upside and his offensive ability. He needs to be somewhere else. This is not working. And I guess somebody heard me. I'd give myself credit, even though I know that's not realistic. But, this is what I would have wanted to do if I were the Clippers. Move those two fellas while they still have some upside, while people are still excited about them to a degree, to a different space, and bring back a piece that's going to be more so fitting what they need. Also creating a roster spot since they traded 2 for 1. And bring on some picks, some 3 second-round picks, which give them the flexibility that they need. So this is great for the LA Clippers, of whom I hate very much, but respect moves no matter who's making them. It's a good move for them. And for the Hawks, Terrence Mann adds to the defense. You add Terrence Mann and Dyson Daniels in situations, you're gonna be able to defend, man. Terrence Mann and Dyson Daniels gonna lock some people up off the bench, creating more opportunities for Trae Young to not have to worry about defense. Adding Chris LeVert now, we consider George Niang. So they just got significantly deeper. Got a little bit of a logjam with their guard spot, to say the least. And you're bringing in Bones Hyland. Now you got so many guards. You got Kobe Buffkin. Is he out for the season still? I don't know what's going on with Kobe, but we know he can play. He's still a high-level rookie from last year, second-year guy. Upside out of this world. I love their guard situation as it pertains to the specific players, but I do think they have a little too many of them. I would love for them to make another deal to kind of condense some of their guards at this point, because they're a little bit overloaded on guards and kind of underloaded on forwards, given the fact that Jalen Johnson is out for the season. So that's what I see there. Atlanta, I can't say that I think Atlanta got better, because when you move on from Hunter, move on from Bogey, and then you bring back lesser guys, however that looks, you're not better. you might have upgraded your depth. It might have helped your books, but I don't think you're actually a better team. Not at all. Terrence Mann's on $11 million deal for 3 more years, 4 year deal, $11 million a year, pretty much. So that comes to the books for the Hawks. He's going to have to play better for that to really make sense. That's not a good contract right now. Bones Highland on a $4 million expiring contract. There's a world where they actually waive or whatever, buy him out. There's a world where they buy him out. I don't think it's overly necessary, but there's a world where they do that. So yeah, that's what's going on with this team here. They've updated it on the Clippers side on Spot Track, but they haven't updated on the Hawks side. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here. But yeah, they're moving on from those players and bringing back Bogdanovich. It's a win for the Clippers in my book. They're already hard capped, first apron, so bringing in another tough contract ain't gonna hurt any more than what they already had hurt. Norman Powell, Bogdanovich look crazy to me when you consider the type of scoring the Clippers going to be putting on the floor, even when James Harden and Kawhi Leonard sit down. They still have all these defensive pieces like Chris Dunn and Derrick Jones Jr. and Batum, Coffee. Coffee's been playing great. I don't know what this means for his role. He might kind of have to take a step back now that Bogdanovich is coming in. But Clippers are a deep team with a lot of nice role-playing talent. I do think they lose some of their depth. But, as we said, they picked up Eubanks a couple of days ago, as well as Patty Mills, of whom they could, he's $2 million expiring. You can just get him up out of there if you want. But, I like the Clippers roster. I do. I don't think they're a championship team, but I do think they got better today picking up Bogdanovich. And it's going to hurt to see him go to the Clippers instead of the Lakers because we really like him here for us. But, yeah, that's what it is, man. That's the latest, unless there's something else that's updated, which I'm sure it is. It's trade deadline day. And, Shams is going to be working hard just like myself. But those are the trades that we have thus far, man. I hope everybody's having a fantastic trade deadline day. As a Laker fan, I couldn't be more happy. We've already talked about some of the trades that happened yesterday, so I encourage you to check out some of the content that I made in regards to that. And there will be more, but I got to sit down and eat, man. I'm hungry. BDL44. I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.